plan people's future. So as much as people like to make fun of drumming, this is what people are doing in the Sudan right now. And to call people to come up with peaceful solutions for what's going to be happening in the Sudan for the next month and a half. I want everybody to know here that I'm very worried. There's very few students here that even know that the Sudan could break out into genocide again in the next few months. That the war that has been going on there since 1955 could suddenly get worse. People are bringing in arms, people are bringing in all sorts of illegal forms of armaments, guns. Right now, people are beginning to have tribal conflicts over properties and land, and the situation is extremely tense. We can't think lightly of this situation at all. It's potentially deadly. I want to ask you a couple questions. A few questions. What region in the world has the most slaves, human slaves? It's the Sudan. What region in the world has had the most refugees in the last 40 years? It's the Sudan. What region of the world is targeted for the next wave of HIV and polio to be killing thousands and thousands of people? It's the Sudan. I can't read this. Oh, what region of the world is targeted by fundamentalist groups to be their next center for religious revolution? It's the Sudan. This is not just an election that's coming on January 6th. It's a vote for independence. It's a vote for freedom. This is not just an election about religion or ethnicity. It's an election about self-determination and the right to a basic ability to live in peace and harmony. The election on January 6th, by the way, is not about Omar Bashir. As evil as this man is, as horrible as he's been, this election is about years of conflict and about years of traditional rivalry among the North and the South in Sudan that really have nothing to do with him being the last step here. If anything, Omar Bashir has done much to take the world's eyes off of southern Sudan for his own advancement and to give the Chinese as much free access to the southern Sudan's oil as possible. This election is also not about breaking up a great nation. It's the largest nation in Africa. It's half the size of the United States of America, by the way. It's not about just breaking these people into smaller and smaller groups. It's actually about Africa. It's about reformulating Africa into a set of nation states that can self-govern and create some kind of stability for the people all over the continent. People all over Africa are watching this election, not just because it's in the newspaper or it's close to home, but because they want to see elections like this all over Africa, create safety and eliminate all the horrors that have happened in many African countries. I've never been to Sudan because I wasn't granted a visa there, but I've seen Sudanese refugees in Uganda, in Chad, in Kenya, and in a few other countries, because they've had to leave their homeland from being chased there by all sorts of horrors and attacks. I also want to say that this election isn't about race or Arab versus Christian. A lot of people think it is. If you take a look at the average-looking southern Sudanese person and put them standing next to someone from Khartoum or northern Sudan, you can't tell which one is which on the basis of color. You can't tell which one is which on the basis of their religion. There's Christians in Khartoum, there's Muslims all over the South. That's not what this is about. This happens to be a conflict that people are trying to use the sad, old stories of ethnicity and religion to blame a conflict that's based on tired colonial